You don't have to go to awkward meetings or expensive counselors. Learn how to stop drinking right now. And how to stay sober for the rest of your life. A few weeks before that day, I had a minor traffic accident while I was driving after a few drinks, and my wife had now gotten very upset with my drinking. Alcohol-free forever to avoid lengthy arguments, as much as possible I was now drinking in secret. I'd gulped down a glass before she woke up, while she was out shopping, while she was in the shower, while she was in the other room helping our daughter with her homework. At work, I also needed to drink without being noticed by my boss who had already threatened to fire me 3 times, so I'd hide a bottle in the trash can under my desk and take a quick swig when nobody was watching. On this particular day of 1998, we were going to my brother-in-law's for my nephew's 4th birthday party. That meant a whole evening of socializing without any chance of drinking in privacy. I knew I wouldn't be able to go through it sober, and that I'd have to booze up before going there. Yet, my wife seemed to know what I was up to, and while we were preparing to go, she kept me in her sight. Then, just before we headed out, she went to use the lavatory, and I grabbed the opportunity. My brother-in-law lived just a 15-minute drive away, so we got there okay. I wasn't okay a few minutes later though, as I threw up without warning in front of all of them. I still remember clearly the look of disgust on their faces, the horrified look on my nephew's face, and my wife. I couldn't even bring myself to look at her. Next morning, amid the guilt, humiliation and shame, I realized that my drinking had gotten out of control and that I was on the brink of destroying my life and my marriage. It was at the point that I knew I had a problem and had to do something about it. Yet I did not want to go to AA because I didn't want to be labeled an alcoholic. I just wanted a way to control my urges, stop my drinking, and be able to live without alcohol. And thus started the long, frustrating road of the trial and error, self-experimentation, several relapses, visits to doctors, life coaches, naturopaths, and dozens of former addicts, until I finally pieced together a complete and comprehensive method that allowed me to. No longer do I feel tempted when I'm in social situations that involve alcohol, and I no longer need alcohol to be confident, talk to people, and enjoy social situations. At the age of 47, I'm now feeling the healthiest I've ever been, because I've stopped poisoning myself with alcohol. I've created a step-by-step system to empower you to stop drinking today. It works, simply put, because I was in your exact same shoes and I know exactly what works and what doesn't. Dear Mark, me and my family will forever be grateful to you, for you have truly saved my life. First time I tried to quit was after I woke up in hospital as a result of a drunken stupid fight. I talked to my doctor, he referred me to an addiction counselor, but even after a number of expensive sessions I found myself back to my addiction. Second time I tried to quit was after I drove my fist through a glass window during an argument with my wife. I needed 12 stitches in my forearm. This time I went to my local AA, but not being a religious man I was turned off by their "the solution is in God" approach. Fast forward to 3 months ago, I crashed my car into an old couple's front porch after a heavy night of drinking at the pub. Thankfully they weren't hurt, but I suffered a concussion. The next day, I realized I really had a problem and that it was time I got serious about quitting. This time, I came across your system and felt it was right for me. I'm so thankful I did, as today is my 80th day sober and I never felt happier in my whole life. In 1 year I went through a divorce and the loss of my mother. I was depressed and lonely, and a glass soon turned into 2 bottles of wine every day. I was gaining weight, had chronic headaches, and my depression kept getting worse. Yet no matter how hard I tried to tone down my drinking, I couldn't do a whole day without the wine. I'm not sure what I expected when I joined your program, but it was the best decision I have ever made in my life. I was able to quit drinking for good, and your daily emails kept me in check and motivated. Today I am celebrating 1 year sober and felt it was right to send you an update. I have gotten over my divorce and came to terms with my loss. I feel stronger every day and look forward to each new day. Alcohol-free forever is a lifesaver. Your guide was extremely eye-opening, and the daily emails made it extremely easy to quit and to establish a routine that did not involve alcohol. The first couple of days were challenging, but I was able to deal with the withdrawal symptoms using your techniques and recommendations, and every day after that I was desiring alcohol less and less. It has now been 30 days and I no longer crave liquor. Thank you. Do you wake up with the worst hangover and feel your aching muscles moving on their own toward the glass? You gulp it, the drink rolls down your innards, burning every ache on it.